This is Sidetracks, where we talk about whatever's got our attention.
Hang out with us as we get delightfully off topic.
So, Flynt, what did you want to talk about today?
Well, I wanted to talk about voice today.
Voice, one of my favorite topics.
Yeah, I'm sure that y'all might have noticed in like the last episode or maybe this one, I don't know. Depending on how we release things, my voice dropped pretty suddenly, and it was with it like instantly for me. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really different from I've heard your voice change a lot over the past like year and a half, and this one was like definitely the most drastic in terms of how quickly it happened, and also it was like a pretty big step anyway. But
yeah, I mean, I know that we've talked about it a few times on the podcast, but my voice was higher than yours.
Yes, and we're going to show you proof.
Well, we have a couple examples. I found some old voicemails. I got really lucky because I used to hate my voice, so I didn't really record it very much because it sounded weird in my ears. But so I have one where before I came out to myself as genderqueer, so it was where I was performing femininity, and then I have another one where it was after I came out as genderqueer, but way before T or anything like that.
Yeah, like years before.
My guess on the timing would probably be like 2016, 2015 for the first one, and 2020, 2021 for the second one.
Yeah, probably like late 2020, early 2021.
But here, we'll let you guys give it a listen. You're going to hear some different names. Chris is just what I go by with my family because it's shortening of the name that they find more acceptable. And I tried out Kai for a while, but eventually settled on Flynt, which is just what I was called as a kid when I played sports. But here you go, guys.
Have fun.
Here's a blast from the past.
Hey, this is Chris. Sorry I missed your call. Leave your name and a brief message after the tone, and I'll get back to you whenever I can. Thanks. Hey, this is Kai. Sorry I missed your call. Leave a message or shoot me a text, and I'll get back to you when I can. Bye.
And we're back.
We're back.
Hey guys, this is Flynt. You can leave a message or a voicemail. I don't remember what I said.
You can leave us a message at queerdicerolls@abroadisarchives.com.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's a bit different.
Just a little bit. Just a few octaves.
But I also, you can hear over the course of when we started recording the podcast, my voice dropping as well. So I am not trying to sound deep right now, which is, I think, what's freaking me out. That's why we decided to do this, as I was talking this morning. I just feel scared about a lot of things when everything suddenly changes. I'm not unhappy. I like my voice being deep, but this is far deeper than I was told to expect it to get. And it's a little weird for everybody when it suddenly changes from one moment to the next. Because this was literally, I went in and I got a chiropractic adjustment because my ribs are expanding. And before and after, it was a before and after the adjustment.
It was literally, I was like, what did they do to you? Not in a bad way though, because it's been really nice to see that you having like medical care that's really helping, especially with like the bone growth and expansion.
Yeah, because we didn't know what to do about the bone stuff for a while. Because normally when somebody goes through something that's profound, even if they're a teenager, they've got, relaxin and growth hormone and a lot of other things that are assisting their body. And I'm almost middle-aged, so my body kept getting stuck and it was really painful. So it's really nice to have medical care that's consistently helping.
Yeah,
with
shout
that.
out to your chiropractor,
Yeah,
for sure.
They're great. They're so sweet.
They're awesome. We love everybody in that office.
Mm-hmm.
And they take insurance, so, for all of
Oh,
y'all,
God, bonus.
all of y'all like me who are on really shit insurance right now, it matters. But talking about, like, you mentioned teenagers having relaxin, human growth hormone. Something that I always think about that I don't remember if we talked about this or not, but one of, like, the things I really remember from grad school with my voice teacher in grad school that I just absolutely loved her. I was supposed to be her TA, and then I decided to stop going to grad school. But because I just absolutely loved the voice work we were doing. But one of the things that she said a lot and, like, really early on was specifically about male voices.
What's that? You haven't told me this.
I know.
You talk about her a lot.
Yeah, I talk about her a lot. I should, like, email her. But she was very, very big on, like, things like consent, everything like that. But she was huge on, like, do not make fun of people for their voice. And because she was like, it is such a cultural thing, especially here, when young men go through puberty and, like,
to make fun of the voice cracking and stuff. Yeah.
Because their voices change so much more. Like, obviously female voices change too. Mm-hmm. But the change is so much more drastic, and it can sometimes be overnight, like what you're experiencing.
I mean, it's really crazy because we thought when it first, because it dropped pretty quickly, and we thought, because it kind of stayed there for a while,
it did,
that was it, and it was still significant for an older trans man doing medical transition, because, like, before the age of about 26, 27, like, if you're in your early 20s, you can still experience, like, profound, almost teenager-like transition changes. But they tell you to, if you're over the age of 35, to expect certain things to happen because your body is set and more rigid. So, like, my voice wasn't supposed to be able to drop this much because of having a more rigid voice box.
Or your spine wasn't supposed to be able to have growth plates again? Question mark? Stuff like that.
Yeah, the chiropractor also found out that my spine does have active growth plates, which is really fascinating.
For any of you who know about, like, bone growth and stuff, like, that's insane.
It's really cool. I think it's cool.
It's really cool. Like,
it was neat to actually just see it,
But it's also cool because it means that you're not, like, just feeling something that's not happening.
That, yeah, and she's not saying that because she didn't believe me. She's saying that because, like, I was having that trouble, because it's, especially having an invisible illness like fibromyalgia, it's really hard sometimes to explain to people how much pain you're in, and to be like, I feel like, because I've been having, like, I go to sleep and I'm taller, or I go to sleep and my voice has dropped, or I'm wider, or whatever, and that has been really difficult for my brain to keep up with.
Yeah, it's easy to gaslight yourself about it. Really
easy.
And something that's also really interesting with, like, your voice changing, like, at the rate of a pretty regular, like, at the rate of a teenager. There's a lot of differences, though, because you have been taking really good care of your voice. And, like, in regular school, nobody learns vocal care. So, like, that's part of the reason voices crack so much, is because, like, sometimes you're trying to talk really, like, low because my voice is trying to go down here, but it doesn't really want to be here, so it's going to crack because you're trying to force it, or I'm just going to keep it up here because that's what I'm used to, but it's going to crack because it's trying to go down here.
Yeah, because I found that before I did any of this, I love singing. Singing is a way that I stem and regulate myself. And
hell yeah, brother.
I was really worried, based on everything I was reading about older men transitioning, about not being able to sing anymore. And they call it T voice. It wasn't so much like the aesthetic of T voice, which is where it's a little bit vibraty. It's the damage that can happen if you aren't able to help your voice box and the muscles around it and everything else relax with it.
So your voice like essentially learns the wrong habitual tension to have, to hold, and like to speak with.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to like, you cannot undo damage like that.
Yeah, so you accidentally hurt yourself essentially because you're not going with it. And I couldn't sing for a while when my voice box was growing the first time, and I was really depressed because I couldn't regulate myself very well. And we thought for a while I just might not be able to sing very well again. But we worked really hard on it. You were very sweet and did lessons with me every day, and I have exercises that I do, and now I can tell, like right now I can tell my voice is deeper than I'm trying to speak at right now because it hurts to speak at this tension.
Well, and it hurts to speak at that tension, and he also is having this compounding problem of his bones are growing, including like the rib cage. So you need so much more air to speak with a deeper voice. And so when your ribs or muscles around them are stuck, it's really hard to take a deep breath. So it can feel even harder to relax your voice and speak where it needs to be because you just don't have the air accessible sometimes.
Yeah, and also, I'm sure you've heard on the podcast, there's one of us that kind of sniffles. That's me, because my nose and sinuses and everything expanded, and so they're constantly dry.
And then you also have the, you don't usually get a runny nose, you get postnasal drip instead.
Yeah, it goes back.
So
backwards.
it makes it like dries out your throat more.
Yeah.
But like he drinks a lot of tea, and we have, I'll just do a plug for Grether's pastilles, which are the best
throat lozenges. I did not know what a lozenge, the difference, it's not a cough drop. That's the thing, is like, I thought you were trying to give me cough drops at first. No, this is like, it literally lubricates your throat. That's usually what I have in my mouth when we're recording.
Yeah, well, like, I'm sure at some point Quentin will do a segment about those.
About those lozenges.
Or we can have Laz do it or something. But those are like, shout out to Jessica Robbins, an actor that I really loved working with. They turned me onto these when we did a really weird 80s space musical, and I was doing children's theater at the time. And I think I was in 3 shows at one point during that. And they were all musicals. And so I was singing all the time. And even though singing is healthier for your voice than speaking, I was just like ragged. And they have one of the best voices I've ever heard. If you ever hear this, Jessica, I think you're fantastic. But they recommended me these, and it changed my life. So I'm like really happy that I already knew about those to give to you, because like cough drops won't fucking help you with this.
No, they didn't. And I was already worried about it, and you were very sweet and you helped me. But like each time that it drops, I try really hard to take care of it and not cause damage, because I've found the last few times that it's had like the profound drop. It really starts to make my throat feel raw if I talk in the wrong place.
Yeah, and like since your throat itself is expanding anyway, on top of like just your voice box getting bigger and like your vocal cords, probably growing a little bit, and whatever's going on, like it's so hard because you just have to take care of your whole body to take care of your voice. And I think that's what a lot of people don't know about, because like I wish that we learned about it in like regular school, because vocal health, like you can hear everything in your voice. You can hear what chronic conditions you have. You can hear like what pain you're having that day. Like you can learn so much about somebody from their voice.
And what's interesting with it getting so so deep so quickly is that it's like you said, you have to take care of so many different things, but I can also feel mental blocks in my voice, and this has all been very fast anyway. Again, I'm at the end of the bell curve. I am very grateful, and I'm very happy, and I feel good in my body and all of those things, and I know how lucky I am to have such a profound change happen. But it's also really hard, because your voice is a big part of who you are, and I keep getting to this place where I'm like, yeah, this feels good, this feels like me, and we literally just we tested my singing range.
I know, and like we've been wanting to do that for such a long time, but then
We wanted to wait until it was settled, and it felt settled, and
yeah, because you were singing like the other day. We were singing in the car, and you were like really singing,
and I was getting vibrato and stuff again. Yeah,
and so we did the voice testing, and like you're definitely a bass. We knew this,
but now I'm speaking almost deeper than
what we tested.
Than what I tested. Yeah,
Yeah, like and that's not uncommon for people to speak like at a lower end of their vocal range, or like not necessarily, but it just means that your range expanded a bunch more.
Yeah, I think so too. But now I feel like where I felt as comfortable and relaxed as I felt the other day is how tight and scared I feel now.
And that's something that in voice, like the voice classes I've taken, is always the hardest thing. Is the mental blocks are the hardest part to get over, because you can have somebody massage you all day and get your face and your throat and your everything really loose, and then your brain just makes you like tense everything, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of why like mindfulness and all of that is so important in the process, right? But I think I'm just frustrated because I don't know why I feel like crying. I don't know why I'm scared. But this one feels bigger because this is what I sound like feeling tight. And there's this different reverberation in the way it sounds in my head and my chest than anything that's happened before.
Yeah, I feel like before you could imitate that second voicemail pretty well. The pitch didn't match as much, but you could imitate the like timbre.
Yeah, and I can't do that. I can't, like, this feels very crossing a point of no return. And there's not regret happening or anything, but it's a fear. The best thing that I can liken it to is when Z and I were kids, we would go to the lake, and there was this rock that you could climb up in the middle of the lake, and then you would jump off. And it feels like standing on the edge of that 15-foot jump. Knowing the only way to get down is to jump, but that fear, that weird, like, deep in your belly fear.
I know, it's such a... I'm really happy that we're, like, recording this today, because I hope that it'll be a thing that you can look back to and know that you were scared and know that you got through that, right? Because you don't have to get through it today. And I think that difference you pointed out of, like, you don't feel regret, like, it's interesting to have, like, to feel scared and to not have that regret, because that wouldn't have happened
I just don't know what I'm scared of. And that pisses me off a little bit.
I was gonna say, you angry?
I mean, it pisses me off, but it also just makes me feel lost. A bit like a Stitch in the middle of the woods saying, "I'm lost."
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because I don't know what it's a feeling of being untethered from yourself, I think.
Yeah, it's like a weird kind of dissociation to not recognize your voice, even though you don't dislike the change. It's, and you know that you probably will like it a lot, but like if your voice is like on a like magical string tied to your body, it's just like a little farther away than you like want it to be.
It just feels kind of floaty. Mm-hmm. But you said you had questions or ways to talk through it with me.
I mean, we've talked about a lot of them when we look.
Sorry, I moved away from the mic.
I know, I was like, come back. Don't be scared of the mic. Just kidding. That was a mean joke. Let's see. Talked about all of the things I wrote down.
Oh, no.
No, not in a bad way. Just like, I knew they would come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, do you want to do me a favor?
What's that?
You want to do this?
Oh, she's making me uncross my arms.
Yeah, well, I just want you to shake your shoulders. That's me. I'm the one making weird noises. Oh, I hurt my back.
God.
Just like twinged.
Don't hurt
weird.
yourself.
I know. But it's so hard because it's that thing of like, I don't want to tell you not to be scared.
I know, and that's what I'm used to hearing. Is like people are like, "Why are you scared? You're doing this to yourself, right?" Which is why also it's a fear of talking about it. Which is why I thought it would be good to talk about it, because I don't think a lot of the attitude sometimes for people who are transitioning is fair coming from people who aren't transitioning.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
What I mean is, there's a lot of things about the body you've lived with for your whole life, no matter your age, right? Even if you're younger, older, whatever it is, the body you've lived with changing drastically, rapidly. It's mentally taxing, it's physically taxing. You're having to try to figure out a lot of things culturally and socially and figure out who you want to be, because nobody has to carry the voice the same way, right?
Mm-mm.
And I'm finding that the deeper my voice gets, the more of an accent I'm getting. Mm-hmm. Because I find it easier to say the vowels in a southern accent. Yeah,
because you need like less air.
Yeah, you're probably right. But like, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Because I'm dealing with the physical growing pain of it, because I don't have the stuff that a teenager has. But my body's changing, my clothes fit differently. Mm-hmm. And then the way that I interact and interface with the world, which is my face and my voice, are changing dramatically. And those things are hard. And if you are going through a transition like that of any kind, please find someone you can talk to about it that's not going to tell you that you chose to do this to yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of the attitude is like, well, you're doing this to yourself. Why are you complaining? And it's like, well, don't you like it? I'm like, yeah, of course I do. I'm happy. I'm not suicidal anymore. But like, that doesn't make it a mentally easy thing to be doing.
No. And, it always, I've had a lot of conversations with, people, in my life or whatever, who are like, well, why are they doing that? So it's like that kind of conversation, whatever. Mm-hmm. And, or like, oh, if it's like so much pain, why don't you stop? Whatever. And I'm like, that, it's so the wrong question to be asking, because like, if being you now makes you happy, that's what's most important, number one.
Yeah.
Like, not feeling suicidal, not wanting a different life, all those things. Like, it made those go away so early.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult. Like, I know you mentioned clothes. Like, your voice is, and your face, are... You can't just take off your voice and your face.
No.
And be like, I don't like this outfit today. I need to find something that feels okay to wear right now.
Yeah, and I think that's more what I was trying to say, is that like this feels like I can't even put on the facade of older things.
And it's like I'm about to make a weird comparison.
I'm ready.
It's like getting new orthotics. They recommend you only wear them for a few hours a day for like the first week, and then you kind of like ramp up, and you like can do that with clothes. You can be like, I really like this new shirt. Oh, it's been a few hours and I want to change.
Yeah,
because
you
I'm
can
getting
try on
used to it.
styles and things like that. I mean, I've found one, what does it mean to be a man? Big
Oh,
question. We could have a whole episode on that. But I'm doing a little reading. I'm talking to the men that I respect in my life and examining the things that I struggled with masculinity with when I was presenting in a feminine body.
mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be scary, right? I don't want to be scary. I don't want to be intimidating, but it seems that genetically I'm a big man with a big voice, which I don't think that I could have predicted in any way.
No.
And it's also changed my face quite a bit. And I went from being, not petite per se, but smaller, to having a very square, strong face. And those all take adjustment. Like, those aren't things that I can fix. I mean, I guess I could get surgeries and stuff if I wanted to, but it feels a lot more like I'm subject to my genetics, and what I have to do is adjust.
Yeah, and you mentioned earlier, like, you have so much time to adjust to, like, when you were younger, to adjust to the body that you didn't like being in, but that you were like, this is what I have, right?
Yeah.
And now, especially because these changes are happening so fast, it's like, even though you know who you are and the man you like want to be and stuff like that, you can't adjust to that overnight. And you're trying to adjust like everything about what's going on with you so that you can present in a way that you like, with your clothes, with like your hair, everything like that, and then with how you speak to people and how you make people feel. And you can't do it the same way as when you were presenting the other way.
Right, and it's really different where I'm in a situation where I feel unsafe with men versus where I feel safe with men or my friends or women or non-binary individuals. Like, it's all super different. And people expect certain things from a voice like this.
Yes.
And I don't physically match those things. I am not tall.
Not yet.
I mean, I've grown a lot,
Yeah.
but I'm like 5'9", maybe.
Yeah, you're not over 6 feet or anything
no.
like that.
I'm not overly short, but I'm also not tall. So it's just... It just feels like it changes so much when it happens so profoundly.
Yeah, and you don't know when it's supposed to not be changing.
Yeah, I think that's the part that I try not to think about too much, is that it's only been a year and 4 months. Supposed to have about 2 more years of the big changes time. Well, it's 3 years, so who knows?
Maybe by the end of this calendar year, you get a break from the rapid changes.
But there's not really a conclusion to any of this. It's something I wanted to share and be vulnerable about, because this is a medium where you hear our voices. And I sound tired today, I know that. Because I'm going through a growth spurt. But also, like, I'd love to hear from anybody if they want to talk about things with their voice or share their experiences with like big changes and how they have to walk through the world. Because this feels not too dissimilar from finding out I was chronically ill or, coming out to myself or anything like that. It's just, I think it's important to talk about, and it was interfering with my day a lot.
Yeah, it's another thing to have to adapt to, like you said, like finding out about a chronic illness, having a big change, like going through puberty, having a really big change in your life. Like, if these are the things that like you need to talk about, or else it's going to just get in the way of everything you're trying to think about.
Yeah.
Especially with your voice. Like,
Yeah.
your voice is so, like, tied to identity, and
It's really interestingly so. Even when it changes in ways that you want, it feels so. You just feel so unsteady because you're used to your voice and who you are sounding a certain way. So then you kind of almost get afraid to open your mouth. And I felt myself going in that direction today. And I thought that it would be good to have the conversation.
Yeah, and I don't want you to feel like that. I'm not going to tell you to not be scared.
To quit it.
Yeah, it's fucking scary.
It is
Like,
scary.
I would be scared. I don't know how people think it's not scary. Like, it's just really, it's jarring.
Yeah, it was very jarring, especially since we thought, I mean, my voice was already a bass. I don't know what we're doing now. Are we going profundo?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening?
It's a basso profundo.
But yeah, like, thanks for listening. I'm here. If you guys want to talk about it, send us voice memos or mail or messages or whatever. But as Gwen says, anyway, these are some things that help me.
Yeah.
Hope that helps.
I hope it helps too. Especially, like, even with people who aren't going through a, like, super similar situation, I feel like this can apply to any, like, big change, like you were saying. So,
yeah.
Any big change you want to tell us about that you don't have anybody to talk to, we'd be happy to listen.
Anyway, thanks, y'all. See you next time.
Bye. Love this show? Of course you do. Want to learn more? I mean, who wouldn't? Well, you've come to the right bard. This is Mercutia's Market with your host, me, Mercutia Claudius Titania Banquo Ulysses Falstaff. And yes, I did make the name myself. If you have questions for your wonderful hosts, or me, or anyone else you've heard on the podcast, but mostly me, email us at queerdicerolls, that's ROLES, at Obroris, that's OBRORIS, archives.com. If you wish, you can send these poor, tired queers the funds for their iced oat lattes through our Ko-fi, Queer Dice Rolls. Be sure to follow us on all your favorite platforms. If you'd like to peruse these or any other links, check out our link tree. This week, we want to thank anyone who's been through puberty, especially if you've been through it twice. You're all gorgeous, and we love you. That's all for now, but I'll be back next week. Ta-ta!